Welcome to Breakup Cheater, where the shadows of love, trust, and betrayal are exposed in raw, unfiltered detail. Here, every story takes you to the edge, from shocking confessions to revenge that changes everything. If you crave gripping, emotional storytelling that keeps you hooked until the very last word, you've just found your new home. Hit subscribe and step into the truth. Betrayal has many faces. Sometimes it smiles at you from across the aisle in a wedding dress. I thought I was marrying the love of my life, the woman everyone said was perfect for me. But behind the scenes, she was sneaking around with her ex, thinking I'd never find out. She was wrong. Because on the biggest day of our lives, in front of every guest, every friend, and every family member, I revealed the truth. What happened next? It left the entire room frozen in shock. This is my story. My bride slept with her ex on our wedding day. She thought I'd never find out, but my ultra surprise left everyone frozen. My name is Ethan Cole, 30, from San Diego. For the longest time I thought I was the luckiest man alive. I was about to marry Vanessa, my girlfriend of 3 years. She was stunning, the kind of woman who turned heads the moment she stepped into a room. She had this magnetic energy, an outgoing charm that made people gravitate toward her. Whenever friends met her, I'd hear the same thing. "Man, you hit the jackpot." And honestly, I believed it. On paper, she was perfect. We went all out for our wedding. A beachfront venue with floor-to-ceiling ocean views, gourmet catering, a live band, and floral arrangements flown in from out of state. It wasn't cheap, but I didn't care. You only get married once, right? At least that's what I thought. The first red flags. About a week before the wedding, Vanessa's behavior shifted. At first, I chalked it up to wedding stress. Guest lists, seating charts, last-minute details. But this wasn't stress. This was secrecy. She started guarding her phone like it was a nuclear launch code. She'd flip its screen down the second she set it on a table. She'd step outside to take calls. And when I'd casually ask who it was, she'd shrug and change the subject. One night, she was in the shower, and her phone buzzed on the nightstand. I wasn't snooping, I swear, but the screen lit up and a name caught my eye. Derek. My chest tightened. Derek was her ex. The same ex she had sworn was ancient history. The message read, "Looking forward to tonight." A lie. When she came out of the shower, I asked casually, "Hey, Derek texted you earlier. What's that about?" She didn't flinch. "Oh, Derek's been having a rough time. I've just been checking in. Nothing big." She said it so smoothly, so casually, that if I didn't know better, I'd have believed her. But something in her tone, it didn't sit right. My best man's call. 2 nights later, she told me she was meeting her maid of honor, Claire, to finalize some wedding plans at a cafe. Sounded harmless. Around 9 p.m., my best man, Lucas, called me. "Ethan, you busy?" "No, what's up?" "I'm at Shyman's bar right now. And Vanessa's here. But she's not with Claire. She's with some guy. Pretty sure it's Derek." Froze. Lucas continued. "They're in a booth in the corner. And, it doesn't look like they're talking about wedding centerpieces." He sent me a photo. And there it was. Vanessa, sitting too close to Derek, her hand resting on his arm, laughing like they didn't have a care in the world. Catching them myself. 2 nights later, she pulled the same story, meeting Claire for wedding errands. This time I followed her. Sure enough, I found her in the exact same booth at Shyman's, with Derek. But this time she wasn't just touching his arm. She was leaning in, hanging on his every word. Derek whispered something in her ear, and she laughed, playfully shoving his shoulder. They were in their own little bubble. I might as well have been a stranger. I left before she saw me. The confrontation. The next morning, I sat across from her in the living room. "Where were you the other night? And don't say you were with Claire. Lucas saw you with Derek." Her face froze for half a second before she plastered on a smile. "Lucas must be mistaken. He's not. He sent me a photo." Silence. Then finally, "Okay, fine. Yes, I saw Derek. But it's not what you think. Called her out. She cried. Claimed Derek just needed someone to talk to. Said she didn't want to tell me because I'd overreact. Overreact. She was sneaking off with her ex less than a week before our wedding. Finally, she admitted they'd been meeting for a couple of weeks. She swore nothing physical happened. But the way she avoided my eyes told me everything I needed to know. My decision. I didn't blow up. I didn't cancel the wedding on the spot. Waited. Had a plan. If she wanted to lie to me and play the perfect bride, then I was going to show her and everyone else exactly who she really was. The wedding day. The next morning, Vanessa was glowing. Can you believe it? In a few hours, we'll be husband and wife. I forced a smile. Yeah, I can believe it. At the altar, the minister began the vows. When it was my turn, I took a deep breath, looked Vanessa in the eye and said, Vanessa, before I promise to spend the rest of my life with you, I need to share something with our guests. The crowd shifted, confused. I turned toward them. This week I learned that while I was preparing for this wedding, Vanessa was meeting her ex-boyfriend, Derek, multiple times. Including 2 nights ago. Whispers. Her face drained of color. I held up the printed photo Lucas sent me. This is from one of their nights together. I thought I was marrying someone who respected and loved me. I was wrong. So instead of vows, I'm walking away. I stepped down from the altar. My best man followed. The guests were stunned. Vanessa tried calling my name, but I didn't look back. That day wasn't the one we had planned, but it was the one I needed. Because I didn't just leave a wedding. I left a life built on lies. Some people say you should keep breakups private. But some betrayals deserve to be exposed under the brightest light possible. That day, I didn't just walk away from a wedding. I walked away from a life built on lies. And I made sure she knew, in front of everyone, that I would never be the man she could quietly deceive. Sometimes the greatest vow you can make is the promise to yourself never to settle for less than honesty. If you've ever been betrayed like this, you know, the silence after the truth hits is louder than the music ever could be. You've been watching Breakup Cheater, where lies crumble, secrets burn, and the truth always gets the final word. If this story had your heart racing, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next twist. Until then, remember, under the Breakup Cheater, nothing stays hidden forever.